know y'all see. I know everybody's in season now, or probably either in season or about to finish up their seasons. Um, so I just want to give y'all some stuff, man. You know, we talk a little bit. I know we talk all the time about confidence and mindset, man. I want to really, dive deep a little bit and unpack some stuff with you guys. So I made something for y'all that I'm gonna share with you guys. But I gotta pull it up real quick. So y'all give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. I want to talk about. Give me 1 second. Entire screen. Chrome. Boom. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna get going. Right. So I'm gonna go to Finder, AirDrop, downloads, recent. There it is. All right. So I made this for you guys. Can y'all see this right? Y'all can see where it says 5 stages of confidence. Okay, bet. So what I want to do. So I've been thinking through this, and I kind of like broke this down and wrote this out for you guys. And I wanna break it, break it down. And if y'all want, y'all can write, like, you can form this chart on your own, or again, like I said, you guys have access to these recordings. So we're gonna talk about 5 stages of confidence, because what I figured out, right? People struggle with confidence for two main reasons. Like, when you guys are struggling with confidence, you're struggling with, having the proper mindset to be confident on the field. It's either you're struggling with being fearful of, messing up, fearful of making mistakes, fearful of, costing your team, fearful of, doing something and not doing it right, and being judged by your peers, and being judged by maybe friends and family, or judged by your teammates and coaches. So either that, and what happens is, what I've discovered is that fear causes hesitation in you guys. And a lot of you guys, like, y'all get on the field and y'all are playing like, a lot of you all, when I talk with some of you all individually, y'all say, hey coach, I want to be more, aggressive. I want to, trust my dodges. I want to trust the ability that I can beat my defender. And the result of, having that mindset comes from, being fearful. So we're gonna break this down. I'm gonna break down, I'm gonna break down the 5 stages. Right? You got fearful, you got hesitation, you got developing, and then we're gonna talk about how to transition from being fearful of making mistakes and being hesitant in your game and your abilities. And we're going to talk about, okay, how do I fully go inside of my mind and go within and fully find my own confidence, right? Because that's what it's all about. So first thing we're going to talk about is having fear, right? You see, I put the mindset is, most times you're full of self-doubt, and the performance behavior that you have, you're either avoiding challenges, or you're avoiding doing something that you think you can't do. And I want to tell y'all, right? Confidence doesn't come. A lot of times, what hold you guys up with being fearful, a lot of times you guys get on the field and you all are trying to be perfect, but y'all don't realize that confidence doesn't come from being perfect, and confidence doesn't come from doing the thing that you think you are good. Like, confidence doesn't come from always doing everything successfully and doing everything right. Confidence comes from being able to step outside of your comfort zone and being willing to lean into the things and do the things that you think you can't do, right? A lot of times, again, like I said, we get caught up in trying to be perfect, when if you're going to get over this hump of being afraid to mess up, being afraid to, make mistakes, you have to realize that it's not your duty to be a perfect person or a perfect player. You have to realize that it's your duty to be present for your team, present for your teammates, present for your, present for the game. But most importantly, it's your duty to be present for yourself. Right? I think a lot of times, like, we neglect self a lot because we're so focused and thinking about what other people are going to think about us. But I want to tell y'all the truth, ladies. I just want to keep it real with y'all, right? People are not thinking about you how you think they are. Because if you're afraid to make mistakes, and you're playing hesitant, and you're playing timid, and you're playing slow, and you're lacking confidence, most people are too concerned and worried about other people as well. So they're not thinking about you, because they think you are thinking about them. And so if y'all can fully grasp that concept of like, hey, I gotta, if this week, like when y'all get into y'all games and y'all get into y'all practices, I want y'all to try to focus on not trying to be perfect and not trying to do everything right and just be present, man. Right? You don't have to be perfect. You're not meant to be perfect. You're meant to show up for your team and show up for yourself and make an impact. And you can't make an impact if you're constantly being fearful of constantly being fearful of self-doubt and being fearful of other people's opinions and being fearful of messing up, right? You won't be able to fully play, present and fully play at your best abilities and everything. So second stage, that's the first, that's kind of how you like work through that fear. But the second stage is hesitation. This is, again, uncertain and timid, right? You might hold yourself back in the games. I know a lot of you guys, when I talk to you all might, or when I talk to you all parents, they say that, you might not trust yourself as much. But I want to tell y'all put in, like, and I say this all the time to players, y'all put in too much work, right? Y'all put in a lot of work. Y'all play in a lot of games. Some of y'all probably play in 2 or 3 games a week. Or I know in the summer times when y'all are playing in y'all showcases, y'all are playing in anywhere between 2 to 3 games a day. And so I bring that up because a lot of times, like, I learned this term in college when I studied sports psychology in college. I learned this term called cognitive distortion. And so what cognitive distortion means is a lot of times you guys play uncertain and timid and you hold yourself back because you label yourself, right? When you miss a shot or you turn the ball over, you get beat on defense, or you're not playing as good as you think you can play. You label yourself as a bad player, or you label yourself as a player that's not good enough, that's not fast enough. And so psychologically, what you have to start doing, right? You see, I say key action to get over being hesitant and timid. I put on here focus on preparation. When I say focus on preparation, I don't mean just focus on preparation from putting in work on the field. I mean putting in work on your mind to reprocess and rethink about how you look at mistakes, how you look at things that you mess up on, so that you can change your viewpoint on yourself. You got me? And that's what I mean. Like, you guys, when y'all turn the ball over and y'all mess up, you have a few bad plays, you start labeling yourself as a bad player. But what you should do is, with your mistakes are not meant to make you feel like you're a bad player or make you feel like you're incapable. When you make mistakes, you should start using that as data. You got me? You still start using that as data for you to get better and for you to identify, hey, what is it that I need to work on? What is it that I need to change? Okay, I just turned the ball over down here on this rep. What can I do next time down to not turn the ball over? Hey, I just missed that shot. When I get back down the next time down, I'm not going to play timid and not be aggressive because I just missed that shot. I'm going to shoot that. I'm going to shoot it again, because if I stop shooting, I'm going to get in my head. Like, you hear people all the time talk about getting in their head. Y'all get in your head because, right, you start creating scenarios in your mind, right? And you start building up negative scenarios in your mind. But what we got to start practicing, and what you got to start working on in your preparation, you got to start building mentally. You got to start building up better scenarios in your head. Like, when I miss a shot, right, when I go to the gym and play basketball in LA Fitness with 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds, they're old as hell and out of shape. But for me mentally, like, I'm in there working on still staying in shape, but I'm also in there working on my mindset as well. When I shoot a shot and I miss, and I shoot an air ball, when I come back down, I'm shooting it again, because I'm not gonna allow, right, me messing up or me missing a shot. I'm not gonna allow that to make me get in my head and make me get down on myself. You got me? And I think a lot of times you guys get down on yourself because y'all, mess up. But like I said, you got to paint better pictures in your mind so that you can move forward, man, and be confident while you're on the field. Second thing, now this is a third stage. This is where we want to get. This is where we want to get right here. We want to be either developing, we want to either have confidence, or we want to be dominant. But the developing stage, this is where we want to get. Your mindset needs to be gaining belief, playing with more courage. And here's how you do that, right? You got to celebrate your small wins. Here's what I see that happens too often amongst young women's lacrosse athletes, right? Y'all do not celebrate yourself enough. Y'all do not clap for yourself, and y'all do not pick yourself up, and you do not affirm yourself enough. You allow your mistakes and your fear, and maybe maybe it could be insecurities, or maybe it could be past failures or fear of failure. You allow those things to make you feel like you are not good enough, or you don't have any success. But all of y'all on this call, and I've talked to y'all parents before, all of y'all on this call have been playing the game for a long time. Y'all either have been playing the game for a long time, y'all have you're experienced with the game. So I bring that up to say I'm more than confident that all of you all on here have something that you have done successfully that you probably didn't think you could do in the past. But what we do is, when we get wins and we get success, what y'all do is, like, y'all try to, like, not be happy about it because y'all don't want to, like, hype yourself up, or you don't want to brag about yourself, or you don't want to, like. But I'm here to tell y'all, if y'all are gonna really get more confident, bro, y'all got to start celebrating every little small win that you can, because it's already enough negative BS that goes on out there in the world. Not alone just lacrosse. It's already a lot of negative things that go on. So internally, y'all got to start practicing y'all got to start practicing self-love more. You got to start celebrating, like, hey, when you succeeding on the field, when you're having some success on the field, like you made a few shots, or you put your teammates in a position to score goals, you got more playing time, or you overcame a hurdle, or you overcame a challenge, bro, you got to celebrate that, right? Don't brush over don't spend so much time, like what I see you guys do. You guys spend so much time with your self-doubt. You make a home for self-doubt. You make a bed for self-doubt. Self-doubt lives with you. You sleep with it. You wake up with it. But with your wins and your success and your confidence, you don't spend time with it. So we have to stop spending so much time with self-doubt and brushing over our wins, and start celebrating our small, no matter how small they are, right? No matter how small your wins and success are, you still have to look at those things and go, you know what, man, let me be proud of myself, and stop carrying the mental burden of, hey, I'm not doing good enough. Hey, I'm not fast enough. Hey, I'm not the best. Hey, I can't do this. Hey, I can't do that. You got to change that. Again, as I said earlier, you got to change that conversation. You got to change the conversation, and you got to change your perspective on the things that you're spending time with mentally. You got me? Now, fourth stage, here we go. Now I'm finna get in my bag now. You watch me? So when we talk about this word confidence, stage 4, confidence. When we talk about this word confidence, people just throw it around and they don't know what the hell it means, right? When we talk about this word confidence, what confidence means, man, is you trust yourself and you trust your abilities. You trust the work that you put in. You trust that you are a good player. You trust that you're good enough. You trust that you're fast enough. You trust that you know your assignment and know the things that you need to do to be successful for yourself, and the things that you need to do to be successful for your team. And also, you welcome big moments. So watch this. Players tell me all the time, coach, players ask me this all the time. Coach, how do I overcome pressure? Right? How do I overcome pressure, and how do I deal with, challenging moments, whether it may be, hey, when they're going to a college showcase and college coaches are there, or hey, how do I, when the game is on the line, I get nervous, or how do I, when a player is called for me, sometimes I get out on the field and I freeze up. How do I deal with that? Watch this. So you deal with pressure, and you overcome pressure by welcoming it. A lot of times, and I just said this today. I put a post out on Instagram, and I just said this. A lot of times, like, pressure come to you guys, and pressure makes you all fearful, and it makes a lot of you guys like fold, and it makes a lot of you all crumble, because you're not prepared for it, and you're not welcoming it. But all of y'all on this call, Y'all want to be successful. Y'all want to be successful lacrosse players, and y'all generally just want to be successful in life. But I want to tell y'all this, because we get caught up thinking that just because we're successful and we're good and elite, then that means problems, challenges, and pressure aren't going to be there. But I want to tell y'all this: the higher you get, the more success you have, the older you get, the more problems and more challenges that you're going to have. They're not going anywhere. So what you have to do now, right, while y'all are so young, you have to start training yourself to be poised under pressure. You have to start training yourself to be poised, right? When the game is come, when it's game time, you have to start training your mind to be poised, because that is the greatest thing that you can learn as an athlete, man, is to be poised. And what poised mean is you don't get too high on your highs and you don't get too low on your lows. You stay right in the middle and you stay even keel, right? And what this means on the field, from a standpoint of being on the field, what this looks like on the field is when you got the ball in your hand and there are multiple defenders around you, you're not getting frantic and losing the ball because multiple defenders are around you. You're staying poised and patient with yourself, and you're identifying things that are going on the field and processing things on the field so that you know what to do, right? Because you're staying poised. I think a lot of times, like, you guys, the game is moving too fast for you all because your mind is racing in a track meet. But what you have to do, you have to slow your mind. You have to slow your mind down, and you have to slow down the thoughts and scenarios that you're creating in your mind, and just really take a step back and evaluate what it is that's going on the field, so that you can make the game slower for yourself, so that you can move with more confidence, more pace, and more assurance in yourself and in your abilities. You got me? A lot of times, like, you guys are moving too fast and you're not thinking about what is going on. And so the pressure, right, while the game is moving so fast and everything, the pressure makes you, crumble under the pressure. But again, you gotta always remember, like, pressure is only meant to make you be better, right? Again, like I said, I don't care how much success you guys get, more and more pressure is just going to keep coming into you all's life. But you have to make a decision and say, okay, listen, I've already been. You have to say to yourself mentally, when you feel that pressure in the game, or you feel pressure from either teammates or from an opposing team, or just whatever, you have to realize at some point in your life, you're going to have to make a decision and say, I'm not going to allow moments to make me, crumble and make me fold. You have to start taking the fight back to the moment. You got what I'm saying? Last stage, dominant. Here's what that means. And the reason why I wrote this right here, because there's this sense, man, of just being like strong and fearless. I talk to y'all about this all the time, about being a badass and like having that badass mentality, right? There's this sense of just taking full control of who you are and taking full control of the moment, and saying to yourself, when you get on the field, you're commanding the field. And what that means is, it's not about like you getting out there on the field and you being arrogant, or you being a ball hog, or you thinking that you're better than everybody else. It's about, it's about telling yourself how you're going to show up. What standard are you going to allow and create for yourself? You got what I mean? And we have to check, see, because right now, some of you guys have created a standard of self-doubt. Some of you guys have created a standard of lack of confidence, lack of leadership, or fear of failure, fear of mistakes. You've created that standard. But for homework for you guys, for all of y'all, this week, what I want y'all to do is I want you to find your, like, what's your standard of your culture? Because And I'm talking about you, not for your teammate. You got to create self culture. You got, like, we talk about culture in our teams and our programs and everything, but you got to create self culture, because there has to be a brain shift in your mind to when you start telling yourself, hey, I'm not going to let self-doubt overpower me today. I'm not going to let my fear of mistakes overpower me. I'm not going to let that make me be not aggressive. I'm not going to let my fear of messing up make me not take my shots when I know I can beat this defender, or I know I'm better than this player and I can get by her. I'm not going to play timid, right? You have to start talking to yourself like that, and taking control and command over those negative thoughts. And this is the last thing I want to say to you guys. And I'm gonna get deep into this, because again, I referenced this earlier, but I want to break it down a little bit more. You gotta lean into your strengths more. Some of y'all don't even know y'all don't even know y'all strengths yet. Y'all haven't identified what your strengths are. But if you haven't identified your strengths, again, for homework, what I want you to do, identify your strengths. Once you identify your strengths, you know what to now lean into, right? If you're fast going right, if you got a strong shot shooting from right, or if you got a mean roll back or a mean roll dodge, whatever the case may be, all of y'all on this call, we all got strengths. God gave all of us strengths when he created us. He gave all of us unique abilities. But what we do is, again, we don't lean into them. We spend too much time leaning into self-doubt and fear. But I want y'all this week to start practicing, hey, what am I good at? What am I really, really good at? What am I gifted at? What is one or two or three things that I can look at myself that my teammates might not have, or my opponents don't have, and lean into that, man, and dominate that. Because if you start leaning into your strengths and you start leaning into the things that you're gifted at, you'll start to see yourself have more success on the field, right? Because now you're not playing timid. You're not playing scared, because you see what it is that you're good at, and you see what it is that you're spectacular at. And so what you will do now is you'll fully let that show on the field, because you're not afraid to let it show, because you've already shown yourself, hey, I can really do this. Hey, I'm fast, I'm quick, I'm strong, I'm talented. I got a great shot. I'm a good teammate. I got great IQ. Whatever your strengths are, lean into your strengths this week. So this week, all of these key actions out of these 5 stages, right? Stepping outside of your comfort zone, focusing on your preparation, not just your physical preparation on the field. Y'all already do enough physical preparation. We got to start doing better mental preparation. And what that could look like is talking to yourself better, visualizing yourself succeed. I'm telling y'all, it works. This stuff might sound cliche, but I'm telling you it works, because I still do it to this day, right? Start visualizing yourself succeed and start seeing yourself as a winner. All of y'all, stop looking at yourself as a loser. Stop looking at yourself as I can't do this. I can't. You spend too much time with that. Start spending more time with the winning version of you. Start spending more time with the version of yourself that you actually like, and start talking to yourself like you're somebody that you respect. Y'all know how y'all talk to y'all like parents, and y'all talk to friends that y'all respect? That's how you got to start talking to yourself, right? If you wouldn't disrespect your parents, you talk to your parents and your friends with the utmost respect, the friends that you love now, not the friends that y'all hate and get on y'all damn nerves, the friends that you actually love being around. The friends that you actually love being around. You love them. You like all of their TikTok dances, and you share all of their Instagram posts, right? You got to start talking to yourself like that. You got to start talking to yourself the exact same way. All right? Again, celebrating your small wins, man. Celebrating every little small win. If you go out there, if you got 2 games this week or 3 games this week, and you score 1 goal in every game, and you stop whatever the case may be, celebrate that. I don't care how small. No success is small. Everything is a success, and everything should be celebrated, and you deserve to be celebrated, right? You got me? Remember your past success. Remember the things that you've already overcome to get to where you are now. There's somebody on this call, and there's somebody on this call There was something that you did in your life that you thought you couldn't do, and you was like, holy shit, I really did that. And it might have been in school, it might have been in life, it might have been on the lacrosse field, but there's something that you've probably done that you didn't think you could do. I want y'all to remember that. And if you've gotten over certain challenges in the past, then the confidence that you're wanting to build now and the fear that you have of making mistakes and messing up, you can get to the other side of that just like you did in the past. If you've done it one time, you can do it again. And lastly, man, again, play to your strengths. All of y'all got strengths on this call. Play to your strengths. Don't play slow. Don't play timid. The best players, right? The best players in lacrosse at the collegiate level and at the pro level, they play to their strengths. They're not out there playing timid. They're not out there second guessing themselves. They're not out there overthinking and creating scenarios that do not exist. A lot of the self-doubt that you all have comes from scenarios that you create in your mind that just simply don't exist. I want you to start creating the right stuff in your mind and looking at better pictures, man. Start looking at better pictures, right? And I'm gonna leave y'all with this, ladies. So today, it popped up on my face. It popped up on my Facebook memory. Today was the day that 6 years ago was when I graduated college. And I wrote give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna let y'all go here. I got like 5 more minutes, ladies. Y'all give me 5 more minutes. I wrote a very long post because a lot of y'all, you know, most of y'all know my story, but are you the only one that's new here? But for a lot of y'all, y'all know like my history and my background, me growing up and everything, and getting kicked out of middle school, and you know, struggling with self-doubt growing up, and you know, just growing up in a rough neighborhood and not really having resources and everything to, like, my family, we grew up broke as hell, dog. Like, we didn't have money, like sometimes barely had food in the house. But today was my it's popped up on my Facebook memory that this was the day of when I graduated, and I wrote a long post, and I read the post, right? Give me 1 second if I can damn find it. All these Facebook memory. Okay, here it goes. Here you go. So this is what I wrote. This was May 4th, 2019. Now, and I'm gonna tell y'all the story on this and why this was so big for me, because again, my story is deep. Like, bro, I got kicked out of middle school. I legit got kicked out of middle school. I was bad as hell, y'all. I ain't want to listen to nobody. I ain't listening to nothing nobody tell me. Like, I was too bad. I was like the person y'all know today. I was not the person I am now. I was a horrible person, man. So I said 10 years ago today, this was May 4th, 2019 now. I said 10 years ago today, if you would have told me this would have happened, I would have never thought it was possible. God, honestly, you took your time with me, and I can't be more grateful. You did a complete 360 with my life from 10 years ago. To all my family and friends, I love y'all and thank y'all for the support. It takes a lot it takes a lot of support to achieve anything in life. On the other hand, this is only one step to the pinnacles I plan to reach in life. I'm not done yet. Thanks again for all the love and support. So I wrote that post because, and it was crazy that it popped up to me today because, right, then in my life, like I really had no envisions on, you know, going to college. I had no plans to be a, you know, successful athlete. Like, I was just hoping, you know, just for the best. But today, it was so big for me today to see that message, because out of all the success I've been able to, you know, build and accomplish these last 6 years, there are still things that I want to achieve and accomplish, right? And sometimes it pisses me off and I get impatient, right? Because I haven't achieved and accomplished certain things that I want to achieve, right? I still got to put in work. You know, I got to put in work on me, on things that I'm doing, and I still got to put in more and more work. However, I looked at that message and I said, you know what? I need to use this time to be a lot more grateful and remember my past success, and remember the skills and strengths that I've built up, and remember, you know, the confidence that, like, when I graduated college, I was thankful for graduating college, but my confidence was still low because I had just got done playing football, and now I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do with my life after sports was over. And so I was on it. I was on an emotional high, but I also was lacking confidence as well because I didn't know what was next, and I was afraid of the unknown. And but how I got over those things, how I got over, my fear of making mistakes and my fear of stepping into doing things that I had never done, and becoming the person that I am today. Right? I see that message today, and I was like, man, I just saw it, and I just paused for like 30 minutes, and I was just like, God, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the things that I had to go through and learn and become stronger mentally, right? And so I just want to tell y'all, man, like if there's something if there's something in your mind that you're struggling with, bro, keep going, bro. Keep going, press through it, and fight to be mentally tougher, ladies. You got to really fight to be mentally tough, right? And you got to fight self-doubt back, and you can't let self-doubt win that fight. So that's pretty much all that I have for you guys. I would love for, if anybody have any questions, please chime away. I know I haven't seen you guys in a long time, but I'm done, man. If anybody got any questions about anything they've been struggling with, please ask me. I got time. I got nothing but time. Don't be afraid to ask questions. What you might be afraid to ask, somebody might be struggling with. You feel me? So if anybody got a question, please ask. Anybody? Nobody? Going once, going twice. Sold to nobody. All right. Well, y'all have a great week, man. I look forward to seeing you guys in 2 weeks. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Uh-huh.